start watching your friend's video and then you see that somebody posted, and then before you know it, you're on your friend's uncle's niece's goddaughter's page and you're like, how did I get here? Well, that's what social media will do to you. Hey y'all, Kim here. How y'all doing out there? Welcome back to the Digital MP, a place where healthcare professionals can learn more about online personal branding. I have been giving y'all a whole bunch of tips and tricks and strategies, and so today I'm just going to keep that going, okay? And today what I want to talk about are tips to save you time on social media. So it goes without saying that social media is always open and it's always going, all of them. And you can go down a rabbit hole, even if you don't post online. Have you ever found yourself going down this rabbit hole? Like you start watching your friend's video and then you see that somebody posted, and then before you know it, you're on your friend's uncle's niece's goddaughter's page and you're like, how did I get here? Well, that's what social media will do to you. But when you have a personal brand, when you're building that personal brand, you can't get sucked down that hole. So you really have to be mindful of when you post, how you post, and what you post. Because again, you want to interact with colleagues, you want to interact with your audience. So you may find yourself, even if you're not going down the rabbit hole of social media, you can easily find yourself literally reading comments, literally talking to people. And before you know it, an hour, 2 hours have passed and you're like, what did I even do? So I wanted to make this video to give you some tips on how you can save time on social media as you're building your personal brand. And then once it's established, how you can continue to save that time. Up first, your first tip is know where you need to be. Know what platform you need to be on. So I've spoken about this in some previous videos, but if you know that you offer something that services a certain type of people and that their watering hole is Twitter, why would you be on Instagram? That's how you end up stretching your time when really you are wasting your time. You should be here over on Twitter. And you can transpose that on any platform. That's one of the things, especially in the beginning of my coaching program, that's one thing that we really do is get very, very clear on who you are, what you offer, who would be best served, and where are they. If you can answer those questions, that's half the battle. That is really half the battle, y'all. And, I find that people try to go to the platforms. It's really one or two things. People try to go to the platforms that are trendy. So right now, TikTok is a big one. Of course, Instagram is very trendy. You know what I'm saying? You see people who quote unquote appear as if they have blown up. They're doing this full time and you think maybe I can do it myself. And I'm not saying that you can't, but if you are specifically talking to a certain group and they're not on Instagram, why are you on Instagram? If they're not on Twitter, don't be on Twitter, right? And here's the second thing with that. The second aside with that is that there are many people who feel the pressure, I need to get on every platform. You don't need to get on every platform. And especially if you're beginning, it is going to be hard for you because you are trying to just get into the habit of creating content. You're trying to get into the habit of just staying consistent, let alone trying to stretch your content all over Timbuktu. And so what I normally tell my clients is that when you first start, have one long form platform and one short form platform. Your short form platform actually promotes that long form platform because that's probably your evergreen. That is your evergreen content. And again, if you don't know what those things are, I could make a video over that. Let me know if y'all want to know the difference between long form and short form content. And then also if you want me to explain what evergreen content is. But you have just one and one. And then as you get a routine and you get used to doing it a little bit more, then you can start putting out your content in different places. And here's a little ninja trick for you. You can actually repurpose your content. You can take one piece of content and it can be 20 different pieces of content. This is something that I teach my coaching clients in my program, The Digital Diagnosis, is how to repurpose efficiently and intelligently. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all starts with knowing where you're going to put it up. So even though you appear to be everywhere, you're really not. You're really not. And so that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, batch your task. Batch your task. We are busy individuals. I would not be able to have these 2 platforms that consistently go simultaneously and consistently if I did not batch my tasks. What do I mean by batching? Well, putting like tasks together. So when I go to film videos, I just don't film one video, okay? I film a bunch at a time. When I first started, it took me a while to learn how to be on camera because, like I said, you have to practice makes perfect. But for me, when I first started batching, I was only able to do 2 videos at once. At this point, I have gotten to a point where I can do all of my month's videos in one sitting. Like right now, I have probably filmed about 10 videos. This is actually my 10th video. And I have done it in less than 3 hours, okay? I film all together and then I step away. That's all I do in a sitting. That's all I do. Then I'm gonna come back probably tomorrow and I'm going to edit all those videos. Now, I may not get through all of them, but I may get through a good piece of them. I may get through 3. So I prioritize the ones that I want to go up first, the ones that I want to be public first, and then I edit those up. Get them up and going, get them up and scheduled out, and boom, there you go. But the point is, you don't want to just do one thing and then be done. And another thing is, you don't want to film, then edit, then post, because your brain is switching tasks. And when it switches tasks, it slows down your progression. It slows down your flow. It impedes your flow. So you want to do all these light tasks because your brain we really are not as good at multitasking as we think we are. So it's better. You actually go quicker and quicker and quicker the more you do it. So each video that I've filmed, each video has gotten quicker and quicker and quicker because now I'm kind of in a groove now. But let's say I did 2 and then I stopped and then I edited and then I came over here and then I put it up and stuff like that. It would be more daunting than not, okay? So batch your task. 3rd time-saving tip, create templates, workflows, and systems. So I am currently reading, and probably many of you all have read this book, but I am reading Atomic Habits. And one of the things that he says is that people focus more on the result than the actual process or the actual path to get you to that result. So the system that actually got you to that result. So you may say, I want to lose weight, and all you're thinking about is losing weight, but you're not focusing on what are the things that I have to do to help me to lose weight. So if you're thinking more of the result, you may do a lot of things and extreme things that you can't sustain. But if you're thinking about the actual path, the system, then you will start creating habits, small habits that will turn into big results. And that's pretty much the essence of the book so far. I haven't finished it, but that's what I'm getting so far. And simple, but revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And so in this instance, when you're creating content and you want to be consistent and you want to be able to get it up quick, having a template where you can just drag and drop a picture into a template, a social media graphic template, or a video into that graphic template. Then having a workflow that, like I said, part of being batching the tasks is that I already know. I knew on my schedule today that I was going to get these videos recorded. And then I know tomorrow, because my day is light tomorrow, I'll be able to edit a lot of those videos. Okay. And so I have a workflow, and I know when I schedule time to film, when I schedule time to edit. It's the same workflow every single time. And then that creates a big system. So my video or content creation system, I know what the different steps are, and I know how typically how much time each step takes. And so when you have these templates and these workflows and these systems, you're not creating from scratch. You're really just working the system, and eventually it will produce the result that you want. Now, mind you, when you first start putting stuff together, it's trial and error. You have to, okay, does this work? You have to tweak here, or this took too much time. I had to learn all this on my own. And quite frankly, it took me a bit of time to kind of figure out what would work for me. A little bit about me. Not only do I work full time, I also, as you can see, I have 2 YouTube channels. I also do healthcare consulting. I'm a wife, I'm a mother. My kids are very busy, all the things. How am I able to do all of this? I have a system. I have templates that I created for myself. And in my coaching program, I share those systems. I share those systems because I am a busy healthcare professional. I'm busy in my professional and my personal life, and I live by this. And so I share that with other busy healthcare professionals, so they can then take my framework, and then you can tweak it to what is best for your life. So my third tip is create templates, workflows, and systems. And the last tip of this video is to schedule your content. There is power in planning ahead, getting everything locked and loaded, and just letting it ride out. And that kind of piggybacks off of my previous tip with the systems and the workflow. That's a part of it. I get the stuff done ahead of time. I get it edited up. I get it uploaded. And then I schedule it out based on the calendar that I have created for my content schedule. And again, I have used many different, systems. I've had to tweak this. There are different types of software that are free. Of course, with anything, you can always upgrade and get the paid version that unlocks more features and stuff. But for me, I have used a couple of different scheduling apps, and they have been life-changing. Also, within all the social media apps, there's capability to schedule your content. You can. Instagram is kind of it doesn't roll out to everybody. There are some things that's not open to everybody. Instagram loves to change their algorithm and their features on you. But most of the apps, if all of the apps have some type of capability to schedule your stuff. For me personally, I would rather go through a scheduling app because I can link all my social media posts, and then I can just upload them, and then it just puts it out instead of having to go to this platform, schedule it out there, this platform, schedule it out there. I just go through the one-stop shop. And so scheduling your content will save you time, people. Save you time. But in order to do that, you do have to have a workflow, a system set up where you're doing all of this ahead of time so you can have content to schedule out. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was very beneficial to you. Honestly, I hope it was. These are things that I did not know when I first started out. So I hope this has helped someone out there. If by chance you have some questions about some of these tips that I have offered up to you, I have resources in my description box that I can give you a little bit more hands-on. The first one is a social media audit, where I can look at your platform, your profile, and I can give you tangible feedback of things that you can do, things that you should update, or maybe a different strategy that you can implement that day. Another thing, I have a consistent content crash course. It is an hour-long training with a downloadable PDF workbook that literally works you through a very simple but efficient content plan and strategy. I'm pulling back the curtains a little bit and showing you how I create my content and how I've been able to show up consistently without using extra brain power. And then lastly, I've mentioned my coaching program, The Digital Diagnosis. This is a program, a 90-day program for healthcare professionals interested in leveraging their expertise and building their brand. And so I go through clarity, I go through content, I go through consistency, but I only take a very, very small cohort because I'm very hands-on. Like, I'm literally holding your hand through this. I build out, like I said, templates and workflows and systems for you. And I just can't do that for a whole bunch of people. So if you're interested in that, you can apply in the link and we can get on a call to see if this is a good fit for you. Well, guys, I think that is really it. That was a lot. It was a lot. And you've been sitting here with Kim, the Digital MP, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.